Yes, El-Rufai is grooming our children to become miserable Almajiris, and the parents in Kaduna State have reacted to El-Rufai, nonchalant attitude towards the citizens of his state. Reactions have continued to trail Kaduna State government over two press releases, contradicting themselves on students' resumption date. Some parents expressed concern over the declining education system, claiming that the aim is to frustrate the educational system in Kaduna and turn the fortune of younger generations into miserable Almajiris. Others said the happenings in the state is a secret plan by northern mafias to eradicate Western education completely, since they believe that educating a child is forbidden. Recall that Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasser El-Rufai at a stakeholders meeting on Monday announced that schools in the state have been closed indefinitely, explaining that this would allow security operatives to flush out bandits terrorizing students. A press statement issued by the Kaduna State Commissioner for Education countered the earlier pronouncement by the governor, describing it as fake news. Dr. Moses Webb, a resident of the state whose daughters are students of Federal Government College Malali, Kaduna, he said, all the dramas being played in the state, kidnapping, killings of students, and demanding for ransom is just to frustrate parents, students from studying further. If one of your sons is kidnapped and they ask you to pay just ₦1,000,000, by the time you pay that ransom, you are left with nothing to even feed, not to talk of sending your son to school again. When your son refuses to go further, you know what it means. Social vices step in. All manner of bad character will creep in, he said. Also speaking with Daily Post on the security threat in the state, Mrs. Juliana Moses, who said people are living by God's grace, said what is happening in the state is beyond everyone. According to her, it's better for the military to take over than to continue with the present government till 2023, when a new government was set in. The saying that children are the children are the leaders of tomorrow is no longer in vogue. Those children were being deprived from attaining education that will make them become great leaders of tomorrow. They are now frustrated, while their parents are financially handicapped as millions of naira is paid as ransom, she said. Well, on that quote says, the children are the leaders of tomorrow. When we were young, as at that time, it was this same Buhari and the cohort, Olusegun Obasanjo, that were still, as the military, head as at that time. They used to tell us that we are the leaders of tomorrow. Till now, they that told us we were leaders of tomorrow are still the ones leading. And well, that's by the way. But come to think of it, in the area of education in Kaduna, according to what these parents have just said, it seems it's becoming, realizing to me. So let's, say this banditry or kidnapping that is ravaging the Kaduna or the North in general is just a way to demoralize educational system in that area, in that region. Okay, let me bring it to this, event that played in, during Good Luck administration, the Boko Haram of a thing, because the meaning of that Boko Haram means Boko, Western education is prohibited. Haram means prohibition or is sinful. So that's why they started eradicating the Christians as at that time. They never wanted, the Muslims or the timid northerners to go to school, so that they can, continue to clamp on them. Whatever the leader says, because he has gone to school, he knows little, and that's what is affecting the Buhari of today. Buhari did not even go to, I don't know if he went to secondary school, but I believe he has a school cert, but he's nowhere to be found. Now a professor has become vice president to an illiterate. Let me put it that way. So they never wanted anyone to go to school as at that time. They believed the Christians were the ones opening the eyes of the timid northerners. That is why they brought in Boko Haram, started eradicating, Christians. And those that formed the Boko Haram, the leaders or the people that sponsors them brainwashed them that the Christians, they call them the infidel, the Keferis. They are the infidel, that they do not believe in what they believe, but they change the narratives on them and brainwashed them. That was where all this insurgency started from. Now I believe what is happening or playing down in Kaduna is just most of them that are going to school in that Kaduna, I believe they are the Christians, and that is why El-Rufai, or the governor, or those that call themselves governors in that region, believe the most educated people in that place are the Christians. They are the most educated. Those are the most educated people in the country. Somebody has reacted and says, this country, some people block children to go to school, never allow them to go to school, and they are sending their children abroad to study. North and the Fulani people are the biggest problem to this country. When you close school, and how many bandits have you arrested? You said education is against your religion. What religion are you talking about? We have Muslims as lawyers, lecturers, bankers, and presidents. If you don't go to school, can you become any of that? Or you want only your children to be leaders? Over 100 million you're trying to create. I pray God Almighty wipe all these wicked people out of this generation. Make una wise up, you northern and you northern people. Those your leaders don't love you guys. They lie to you that education is forbidden, but they train themselves and their children to continue in enslaving you people. Northerners, leaders, selfish and wicked people. You need to wake up, you northerners. That's why you see most of the Hausas guys, rushing down to Lagos or to the south, never minding what means of transportation they use in getting to Lagos. Some, climb trailer. They hid under cows that being imported to south. They come in their numbers. Some might trek from north to the south, and most of them coming to the south are connoting nuisance, and meanwhile they are not even accepted in their own region. You see some with illiteracy, they will come to Lagos, and before you know it, they have started making money, and they believe they cannot even go back to their state again. Let me tell you, people from Kaduna State, you don't have any governor. What you have is a monster and fanatic, a Fulani man that don't value education. The only solution is for you people to pray to God to remove him in one way or the other. It is my advice that parents and guardians in Kaduna and other states in the north, where student kidnappings are most notorious, should seek education tourism for their wards down in the southern region, where schools are still relatively safe. It will be much better and cheaper, considering the huge ransom money they have to pay if their wards are kidnapped, and also psychologically trauma the students go through whenever they are abducted. Because no matter how much the noise and cries the people make about the current happenings, one can't see any solution in the horizon so soon coming from the government of the jihadists. Just my humble opinion. Yes, that's just it. Well, enough. A word is enough for the wise, or enough is a word for the wise, whichever way. Thanks for listening, and God bless.